This is a story about Pamela, part 2. Pamela clutched the vial of poison from the herbalist, her mind racing with dark intentions. She arrived back at Michael's grandmother's house, masking her true feeling with a facade of kindness. Over the next few days, she made a show of helping around the house, preparing meals, and tending to the whole woman's needs. Her sudden change in behavior caught the grandmother by surprise. The whole woman, who has been used to Pamela's indifference, responded with warmth and gratitude. Slowly, an unexpected bond began to form between them. Pamela, determined to keep up appearances, added drops of the poison from the vial into the grandmother's food each day. She wanted her to die slowly, as this was the preparation given to her by the herbalist. All the while, she started treating her with increasing amounts of care and respect so the whole woman wouldn't know. And this continued. The grandmother was now touched by Pamela's newfound kindness and pretense because she didn't know. So the whole woman started sharing stories of her past, folk tales, memories, her eyes lighting up with memories and love. Pamela listened, genuinely interested for the first time. She found herself laughing and giggling at the whole woman's anecdotes, and also told her how Michael was raised, and feeling a strange warmth in her heart, Pamela started loving the whole woman. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months, and Pamela's feelings began to change. The grandmother, Michael's grandmother, genuine gesture, gentle nature, and wisdom touched her deeply. Pamela started to dread. The moment the poison would take effect, she became scared. She found herself staying up at night, tormented by the guilt and growing affection for the whole woman. One night, she was tormented and did not want her to die anymore. Unable to sleep any longer and to bear it, Pamela rushed to the herbalist's hut, tears streaming down her face. "I can't do this. I can't do this anymore," she cried. "I don't want her to die. Please. Is there any way to undo this? Is there any way to stop the poison?" Pamela screamed and cried to the herbalist. The herbalist looked at her with a calm smile. "What I gave you was not poison," he replied softly. "It was a blend of vitamins. I realized that your true problem was not the whole woman, but your negative attitude and mindset." Pamela stared at him in shock, her emotions a wild wind of relief and confusion. She replied, "Vitamins, but why?" "Sometimes a change in perspective is all we need," the herbalist replied. "And it seems you have found that change." Overwhelmed with gratitude, Pamela thanked the herbalist and hurried back home. She was filled with a new sense of purpose and love for Michael's grandmother. But as soon as she entered the house, she found Michael sitting on the table. His face was pale and his eyes red from crying. "What's wrong?" Pamela asked, her heart pounding. Her blood pressure was incredibly high. She could feel the palpitations from her heart. Michael looked up at her, anguish in his eyes. "The doctor just called me. Grandmother has cancer. They say she has only 6 months to live." Pamela would crumble around her. She sank to her knees, tears streaming down her face. All this time, she had been so focused on her own selfish desire, and she didn't even notice the signs and symptoms. She wept, wishing she could somehow change the diagnosis. The grandmother, Michael's grandmother, was diagnosed of colon cancer at the community local health center. In the following days, Pamela devoted herself entirely to Michael's grandmother. She refused to leave her side, even when Michael suggested that they both return to the city. Her bond between the two of them grew even stronger as they faced the impending loss together. Pamela's transformation was complete. She had learned the true meaning of love, compassion, and selflessness. She knew she couldn't save the grandmother from the illness. Michael's grandmother passed 5 months and 2 weeks after she realized this, and she was laid to rest in their family compound in the village. Pamela would be so sad but had to leave and move on with her life. As the month passed, the whole woman's wisdom and love still remained in her heart. Pamela changed for the better. She promised to take care of Michael and love him with all her life, and also teach true virtues to our children unborn. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe to our channel for more stories like this.